Principal Umapati Mahadeva ki Jai. Sitaram, everybody. Let's all stand as we begin with Arti. As we go into 17th session of Bhagwat. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokya timirapaham Jai
जय भागवत भगवान की हे आरती पापियों को पाप सी है तारती
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है
तारती
ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला नव ज्योति जगाने वाला हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही जग की मंगल की आरती
पापियों को पाप सी है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापो ताने वाला हरि दर्श दिखाने वाला है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी है सुख करनी है दुख हरनी ये मधुसूदन की आरती
पापियों को पाप सी है तारती जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती ये मधुर बोल जग पंड कोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही प्रभु की महिमा के आरती पापियों को
पाप सी है तारती
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल बोलो गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल
बोलो
गोविंद बोलो हरि गोपाल गोविंद बोलो
हरि गोपाल बोलो
गोविंद बोलो
गोविंद बोलो गोपाल बोलो
राधा रमन हरि
गोविंद बोलो
राधा रमन हरि
गोविंद बोलो
राधा रमन हरि
गोविंद बोलो
Let's pray everybody together. Oh Gajananam Bhutaganadisevitam Kapeta Jumbo
Palacharavakshitam
Umasutam Sho
Kavinashakarakam
Namami Viganeshwara
Parapankajam
Sarvamangalamangaliye
Shive Sarvat Sadike
Sharanye
Trayambike Gauri
Narayani
Namostuti
Om Trayambakam Yajamahe
Sugandhin Pushti Varanam
Urvarukamiva Bandhanat
Mrityo Mukshiyamamrita
Om Namo Bhagavate
Vasudevaya
Om Namo
Bhagavate Vasudevaya
Om Namo
Bhagavate
Vasudevaya. Vindravan Bihari Lal ki Jai. Everybody, please have your seat. Make yourself comfortable. Sit down. Come in, everybody. Sit down. If you came in after, Sitaram again and welcome. At this point, this was our 17th session for Togo. We have been reading from one of the more troublesome books in Bhagavad. When a person only understands God or Bhagavad as Krishna Katha, that is one book, that is one section of what Bhagavad represents. So for example, in order to understand your dharma, you have to understand truthfully some of the things that we believe in, that we do, we practice. And the Hindu, if they do not familiarize themselves with Bhagavad, it will always seem somehow to shoot straight over your head. So in our last session, for those of you that missed it, it explained where Brahma creates the first Rakshas and what is a Rakshas. The first tenet or characteristic of this thing is that it involves encouraging hunger and thirst. Hunger and thirst is something that will plague any gender, any race, any religion. A hungry man is an angry man kind of thing. That will distract somebody from the equilibrium. They're trying to focus on something, but because of this condition, they cannot focus on anything. In it, the Rakshas them are now created, and this the first thing they discuss: who are we going to eat? Who is going to feed us? Where is this food going to come from? They turned to Brahma: who is going to feed us? And he didn't reply. So the two, hunger and thirst, decide, well, we're going to eat this fella, Brahma. And they start to go behind he, and whilst he's moving from his body, started to create what we call Devahutis. And he tells the Devahutis that I will create you in such a way that you will have armaments, weapons. It sometimes feels strange if you really look at your dharma. You are professing to propagate non-violence. You are trying to promote a shanti, stable lifestyle, but all of them have weapons, save one or two forms. He says, your purpose must be to protect me now. And in it, it started there where you hear the fight between the demons and the daityas, or the good and the bad forces for children. From the very onset, this is where it came from. As the Devatas were able to stand and beat the Rakshas, and the Rakshas, they ran away, Brahma was so happy with them. He says, from today, I will appoint you the protectors. And just as how today I am the creator and you protected me from all sides, you will protect this creation that I have created, I have just made. You will become what you call the Lokpal, Agni, Vayu, different forms, stand up in the north, stand up in the east, stand up in the west, etc. You will be the element that protect the person inside the body. When you go to funeral and you see they putting down the box 5 times, the tattwa. In different forms, you will have different placement. So when a person go now, think what I'm telling you, Baba, I want to build my house. Where or which post hole should I bury first? The northeast post hole, according to the Vastu Sastra, is the Devta corner. So when the person dig the hole and they put different form, you live here and run through this house. It is the reason why people cannot put the bedroom in that corner. If husband and wife have sex in that room, in that corner, it will have a lot of problem. Argument, money problem, health problem, different thing. If somebody is building a kitchen, where should I put the kitchen in the construct? Put it on the southern side, where Agni lives on the 4 sides of the property. How is it when you're doing Hawan and you see you're fanning the smoke? Where does be fanning the smoke for? You're the Hindu and you're doing Hawan every day. Somebody say, well, I'm not a Hindu and I don't understand what you are doing. Who it have in front, in the east, in the west, in the south, in the north, what it is you're doing? How many people, be honest with yourself, when you're doing that simple act, how much people let us see the person do so upward and then they just do downward? But there's nothing downward. There's no need to fan smoke downward like this. This is why when you finish fan upward, the person is bowed to the earth, which is the downward movement. You don't have to do anything other than touching Mother Earth so that you grow off, based on our conversation so far. He placed everybody in different direction. When he asked the sun to rise in the east, if you listen to your discourse in different kata, when people want to overthrow Indra and get control of all the elements and the kingdom, what it is they're doing that for? So that they could now get into the creation. They could get their hands on it. So that the sun, I do what the sun rays in the east, I what the sun rays in the north. I could do that. That was the purpose of all these devatas, and that is why there's constant conflict. If somebody asks, well, how come the Hindu have so much of God? And you will hear elders say, God is one, but his forms are many. The one they're talking about, Brahma created everything, but he says you in charge of this element, look this way. But the source is from one place. Brahma comes from the navel of Lord Vishnu, and from his power, good, bad, ugly, male, female, everything is created from that one source. In science, you can say every form of life, brown people, black people, white people, all are made with carbon atoms inside their body. Genetically, we are the same, but we look different. In the same way, Lakshmi, Saraswati, Durga look different. Their job, their mode is different, but their purpose, being the Shakti, is the same. Now we enter into chapter 21 of book 3, where different form of Lord Vishnu is getting ready to take shape, a different lesson. Before we do it, put your hands together, everybody. Today in the calendar marks one of the most auspicious days And it's the reason why I chose this week to do the yagna. Today is the day the Gayatri is formed. Today is full moon day. Today is Raksha Bandhan day. Today is the day when the twin Yamuna ties the string for Yamraj. All that is happening today. For that reason, throughout this world, people are doing prayer. For us who have been given the opportunity to sit and listen to Bhagwat, remember what we've been saying by listening to this prayer. The person is eroding all the sin, past life, this life. God forgive me. God make my life better. For the person who is aware, this is a moment you start to pray. Dear God, I am praying. I need help with my health, my family. Look how this child died yesterday, the 6-year-old child who died because he got a cough. Prabhu, because we did our blood drive yesterday with SWRHA, we were able to, as far as I know, we were able, with all the blood we collected, we were confirmed we saved one child yesterday, a little child that started to have lupus-like symptoms. And there was no blood, there is no blood. And they're waiting for this blood to come in because of she blood type. Dear God, we help that mother today. She got the blood this morning. Prabhu, as we listen to your prayer, please grant my desire. Focus your mind and allow your peace. Pay attention to it. Redhi Sedhi Data Sedhi Sadhana Vadana Vadana Sumiro Bharambad Madana Kadana Ke Lalako Ganapati Kripa Nidhan Jnana Kani Ananda Bhavana Dehu Mohi Vardhan Varno Bhasha Bhagavat Jai Shivananda Kand Bhutanata Bhavabhaya Harana Bhakti Vishaya Nirvan Gauravadhana Mangala Karna He Braja Chandra Mukunda Braja Bhushana Dushana Harana Katahu Bhava Bhaya Panda Charana Sharana Le Anakara Jai 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 Jagadisha Shevat Shesha Mahesha Ja Mahima Mita Beva Veda Veda Janata Rahe Vindravan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. Raja Parikshit now ask, you mentioned that in Hinduism, in our belief, the first man and the first woman had already been created, Manu and Satrapa. Please continue and tell me, Guruji, what happened there, what went on there, what was going on. Please continue to guide me with that history. When a person can understand the history of the things that we do, why we do it, the motive, the reasoning, the rationale, a person would be able, with a better mindset, with a better approach, to do whatever prayer, charity, seva that they engage in. But sinful people, people who are lost in Kali Yuga, they do things because they are told to do it. You emulate what you see. The unfortunate thing is, you could be making a mistake and you just propagate the mistake. You would teach the mistake. You would continue to use the mistake, and you would not understand why aren't things going my way. He says, Manu, due to intercourse with Satrapa, had brought prayer breath at Uttanpada. They are the rulers at this time. The earth and the 7 islands or the 7 continents as we know it in our language. At this time they have a daughter, Devahuti. But this girl gets married to somebody named Kardamma. Kardamma is very important to the history of the development of the human race, as it has to deal with Sankhya Yoga, different type of yoga as per the lips of Lord Vishnu. Raja Parikshit says, but I don't know what you are talking about. I know Lord Vishnu comes in Ram and Krishna form, but what are you talking about, the development of this Sankhya Yoga? I don't know what this word means. Please tell me more. He says, Maitreya, who is talking still to Vidur, asked, could you tell me the history of this Kardamma and what went on? Let's join together as we do this slok. Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jai Bhole
Baba Dav Sharanam,
Jai Bhole Baba Tab Sharanam,
Jaya Bole Baba Dav Sharanam,
Jai Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam,
Jaya Shama Sada Shiva Dav Sharanam,
Prajaha Shrishti Bhagavan Kardamma Brahman Dviti Par Saraswatya Tapasvi Sahasrani Samdasyam Tatahar Sandhi Yukta Hetam Jaya Bole Baba
Dav Sharanam,
Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jaya Bole
Baba Dav Sharanam,
Jaya Bole Baba Tab Sharanam, Jaya Samba Sada Shiva
Dav Sharanam,
Jaya Samba Sada Shiva Tab Sharanam. Vishnu Bhagwan ki Jai. Umapati Mahadev ki Jai. At one time, Brahma instructs this Muni, Kardamma, to do austerities, to guide him in his, to get motive, to get inspiration, to do his job, to propagate goodness, to teach what? The Vedic knowledge. When it is created, it is so technical that a person like me and you today could pick up a book or Google something and you might be able to decipher the different posture, the different recipe for prasad, the different things that you could do and figure out worship to your understanding. But in these times, it was locked away in language, it is locked away in drawing form, such as things like the Sri Yantra, etc. And it needed strong interpretation to put the energy of the Devi into words. So for example, if you were to see how did this draw, if you watch at the bottom of your Durga Pitya, for example, you had see a kind of triangle business. If you go and you read in prayer in today's world, after this man learned prayer and he put it in a different way, you will hear Om Hring Shring Chandikaya Nama. But the Hring and the Shring, for example, is referencing a power, imagine shooting from the goddess hand that causes healing. So I'm invoking the power that she will bring to me when she hit me with it. What I am sick with, I will recover. What I am praying for, imagine the girl praying to conceive. What is impossible, what I cannot have or cannot happen, shrink. Mother, give me that. But if I was watching a drawing, which is the original form, I may not understand what that drawing mean. An example of that drawing is things like today you understand a yantra and you're seeing the yantra, but I don't understand what that correlates to. People like this took from yantra and created mantras that we use and utilize for prayer. He sat down and he prayed to Lord Vishnu, the source of the power that fed the lotus flowers, that made Brahma create the sun, the moon, etc. And as he's praying and contemplating on the power of God, Lord Vishnu appears in front of him after some time. Being very happy, Kardamma asks, Prabhu, may you please, he starts to say prayers, you who could grant desires, you is the one who gives a person birth, and from this birth, you lift a person up based on their merit. You are the raft when a person got drowned in this life with depression, misery, pain, and all negative. You are the raft that could ferry a person across that. Please give to me the first person to ask for what we call as cow. He says, give to me a gift that when I ask for something because I need provisions. You're asking me to create life, but how to prepare, how to, food, etc. as the family is growing. In this moment, Mahavishnu manifested the first cow called Kamdenu. And he is gifted this animal that from today onwards, this animal of all the beasts that is created, all animal life, would be considered paramount. And for this reason would be very close to your teachings. It does not have the teeth, the stomach of other carnivores and other type of animals that are more guided by instinct. Instead, it will be guided with a type of love, motherly love, representing the Devi. For this reason, may you keep her close and may you always shower her with good treatment. He says, Prabhu, you are the person who makes the chakra of time with the different months, the 13 months, the Malmas being one of the shorter months, the day, the night, the 6 seasons that in India, in Trinidad, we go say 2 in different parts of the world, different thing. When the different quarter of the year, everything that would later be replied or repeated by Radharani when she's talking to Nand, you are, that is your form. When people want to understand what is the correlation with the patra, this whole thing with time. Why is there a good time to get married, a bad time to do funeral, etc. A good time to build roof, bad time to build roof, for example. The first form that Lord Vishnu take is not on this picture here with Hanuman. The first of the 10 incarnation is Varaha, but his first form is time. The first form is the season where he's guiding the whole creation. Tree start to bloom, mango start to bear, birds start to migrate, people start to get gray, different things, and he works around each and every force as time. And you could say the body is yours, but you do not have control over a lot of stuff. And he is the person that maintains this creation in that form. And this is what this man is saying. If a person has to understand the power of God, the Hindu uses the calendar as a, let me say, lack of a better word, a murti, to see him in good time, bad time, auspicious time, not auspicious time. If I do certain things in good time, I will get more output, blessed. And this is why if I follow that guidance, dear God, I realize from little efforts, I would be able to reap the rewards such as this cow today. Lord Vishnu tells him by the virtue of the byproducts of the cow, I will purify you, I will protect you, I will be able to not only nourish you, but I will give you the spiritual knowledge, spiritual guidance, spiritual protection that you need. If somebody says, I went to a Hindu wedding and I saw them bathe the dollar, how the dollar in milk, dahi, ghee. The other two things is gobar and cow urine. The reason for that panch gavya, or the 5 things that come from the cow, it cuts karma. In preparation for any sanskar, the first time you cut the hair, the first time you're feeding them, the first time you're giving them name, fast forward, you're going to marry. If my karma is going to block me from achieving this step, the person dead, you're going to bathe them with milk in the funeral home, dahi, etc., to change karma. This has to have some correlation. Why? I went to do prayers one day, and the person, they live in New York, it had no cow, it had no field for to feed the cow. The child says, well, Pandit, we have a puppy, could we use puppy gobar? If the answer is no, if you laugh and you say no, why no? And God make everything. What is so special about the cow? If you're careful, somebody will say, well, we can't get cow milk, we could use goat milk. I can't get the heifer gobar, I could use the bull, the bison gobar, or something else. That was a big trouble the other day, eBay in America, they sell the gobar like a little biscuit. It'll be dry like this, like a burger. People buy it, they wet it, because this is the only form they could get it. And then they use it in the prayer like what we do when we have Gauri Puja. But they were selling different animal gobar. Mass production, the animal can't make it fast enough. So they take whatever they get and they're selling it to you. They do it when they make fertilizer. Fertilizer is fertilizer. Once it have the content of the nitrogen, well, it will serve the purpose. But if the Hindu is not aware, people will go to the Home Depot or other places, buy fertilizer, wherever it have in it, and they'll put it on the baby and they'll do prayers for it, thinking, well, this is potent. And you're doing prayers for things that does not have this type of history, and you may not get the outcome you're looking for. When Lord Vishnu is standing over Kardamma on the back of that winged form, that powerful form, Suparna or Garud, this again in the 5-head form here, Hanuman Baba in the middle, the 4 other head is 4 form of Lord Vishnu. Just to illustrate the power of Garud. Garud is equal in strength to Indra. So when a person is suffering from weaknesses, let me just say, I got bad circulation, nerve problem, diabetes, whatever, you're doing therapy to get back the strength in your hand, people call on this form for health and for strength. So when you finish do fanning the smoke, what should them people doing by the fire? They take the heat, maybe you do it too, and they pass it over your entire body. Dear God, please anoint my body with the energy from the mantras I just burnt, so as to feed the nerves in my body so that I could get back the health. That Garud is worshipped to get physical health, to develop strength and maintain strength if you have lost it due to some accident, amputation, and now my body balance, like when they cut somebody's toe and they don't have the balance and you want to get back the balance, even if you are using a prosthesis and you have to accommodate for this thing, the ability to work with it, to use crutch or a cane, to depend on it, walk properly, use it properly. God, you have to help me. That Garud is the form. He says, if a person should only learn to pray like you, O Kardamma, there is nothing they cannot achieve. Remain here. Remain here for a little while. Very soon, a king and a queen is going to come looking for you by the next day, etc. You have achieved your purpose, but you have more work to perform. They are coming to ask you to get married to their daughter. And I bless you that may you accept that girl. And when you accept that girl, you will bring forth offspring that will have different type of blessings and gifts, that not only your home will benefit, but people, because of the strength and the clarity that that form will bring, instead of your mouth being the teacher for the Ved, your son will be the person to do that work. Your simple duty in this life is to now bring good children. With that, Lord Vishnu disappears. Understanding what God wants, he accepts, and he's playing with the cattle. You could imagine, new animal, first time he see this animal at this time. While tending to his animal, just as predicted, the next day, somebody comes in his little camp. Then this is not a house, this is not a compound, this is just a little camp where, like a homeless person, he's in the forest living temporarily. Shiva Om, Hari Om, Guru Om, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Narayanaya Krishnaya, Paramatmaya Namo Namah, Narayanaya
Krishnaya
Paramatmaya
Namo Namah.
Tistu Sindhuye Manuyatam Satrupatas Viyati Upadrav Sampada Muniyatam Shanta Brataye Tathaye Yahi Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya Namo Namah, Narayanaya Krishnaya Paramatmaya
Namo Namah.
Vrindavan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. This king and queen, Manu and Satrupa, have their job, and Devahuti is their daughter, and they're looking for the right person to marry this child. They were guided by the Guru, go and look for this Rishi. That is the person for you. Any parent here, when you're going to meet this prospective son-in-law or daughter-in-law, the people start to analyze how the environment is, the home, the job. You're looking at the criteria of the person. In this time, there's no house, there's no job, there's no money, there's no business, there's nothing to gauge the people, the family, the nothing. Instead, they look at the environment around these people. When a person is sattvic, there are different signs that people look at to gauge the personality. In Hinduism, when we talk about the aura of an individual, it is correlating to a frequency. Frequency meaning, have you ever noticed your dog friendly with certain people? Friendly. They know nobody. It's not to say they know one and they know the other. But they are friendly with some people or not. And then this one child come out of nowhere, for example, and the same ferocious animal comes so friendly and calm. You see it with birds like parrot that have a little more intelligence. They will go by somebody and the other person is ready to bite. Go forward with that. Explain. If I using myself, if me and Priya go by somebody's house for prayers, I go try with my fast self to hold the child go bawl like the devil come. Priya will come, and without wanting or asking for you to come by, the child go want to run and play with she, playing hoopy and want to make friend, go by she while the prayer is going on, fall asleep. How that this happen? When a person have a certain nature, and this is not my opinion, this is in our text, older people would gauge. Look at how the animal reacting to you. Look at how older people reacting. You could bring calmness to older, let me say senile people. When you touch them, when you take out their food, you never hear somebody say, if he take out my food, I go eat it. Something about you brings safety or calmness to this person in a very anxious state. When I see you, I could sleep. You're home, you reach home, I go in and sleep. Because now once you present, I could relax. The person becomes a beacon, like pushing off energy. And it giving the other person a certain amount of calmness, coolness. When your mother hold you, you could sleep that kind of way. Somebody else hold you, different behavior. These parents watched how the birds, the environment, it seems as if something is feeding this place. This place looks so lush. Anytime you have a person who is accustomed saying Gayatri Jap, watch around them. The signs that you see, it have a whole text that is give you this information. You know something. Durga Mata in a different discourse says, I will guide my children using the environment. So, you know, if I'm doing prayers and a little sprinkler rain come, right, God accept my prayers. Good sign. If I go somewhere and I see a whole set of Jep B, this place have a lot of Lakshmi in it. Barakat, money. If the person is not a stranger, they know Gayatri, they own Gayatri, they own it, they know that mantra. If they're dreaming and they get chest pain, let me just say heart attack coming, and the person know the Gayatri good, you will see plenty bird is study come, making nest, making bird well, you got hard bird nest wherever bird living. But you may say you had the bird in a cage, understand, you're fed up too much of bird making nest in this house. Oh God, bird, where the bird only coming by you for? It is as if something is attracting them. And it just, in this case, in nature, one of the reasons, it is not the only one, but one of the reasons that happens, or you have an affinity for bird, meaning the bird like you, not that you have to tie the bird in order for it to like you, is Gayatri. These parents are watching that. Look at how much bird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 different species. Imagine the woman and the man walking maybe the little pathway to wherever the camp is. Look this type, look that type, look the other type, and the bird is running. The bird is staying still as if this is home. The father says, look, there's hog, porcupine, all different type of foxes are living together. Although one is carnivore or the other one is the prey, they are coexisting peacefully in this man place. When they enter where the little Hawan and the little Kotia is there in this camp, Manu saw how beautiful the Hawan, how clean this man had his place. And he saw the austerity, he saw the purity of the prayer of what this person represented. Parikshit, people who are not strangers to prayer become gifted when they do not expect it. Because of their own prayer, they understand and they identify cleanliness, purity, prayerfulness, and you feel that energy because of the goddess, and you acknowledge it because you know it. But if you are clean, you will never appreciate a clean place. You'll never watch it and say, oh. Sometimes a person walking in a place and they are completely blind, they never appreciate anything. But when a person is accustomed with the purity or the power of prayer, they identify it very good. You might hear somebody say, I got a good vibe or a good energy. When they saw his Hawan burning, they started to say prayers to the different guardians, Yamraj, the moon, the sun, because of the vibration of the area that they were in. No gems, no gold, no concrete walls, none of these things, just simple mud. But it had such a warm, welcoming, sattvic nature that they felt very comfortable. Kardamma comes at the same or about the same time to receive them. Vidur, he heard them pray. And as they are doing their pleasantries and their introduction, Manu says to him, with a view to propagate the Ved, Brahma, your father, created you from his mouth. You are one of the early munis historically in time, and you will propagate things like vow of silence, different methods of prayer, different things that are done that me and you take for granted. It is now going to be formulated by this man and his son that is coming. It is impossible to describe your role in this creation. And God created us, the Kshatri, to protect people like you so that you could calmly do your diligence, you could do your work free from fear, from animals, the Roman lion, for example, and from any negativity such as Rakshas, etc. For this reason, the Brahman and the Kshatri work together for the propagation and the protection of the human race. Today, I have come here with a proposition. I was guided that may you accept my daughter. She is the sister of Priyavrat and his younger brother. We want to marry her, but we want to marry her to somebody that would be able to maintain her standard and even go further and uplift. Let's hear what else he tells him here. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita Namastasye 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 Namo Namah.
Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu
Shakti Rupena Samstita Tata Praschita Dvijaye Gyatam Shraddhayog Hridayam Yapi Sarva Manushtaparupam Te Grihameshwar Karmasu Karmasu Te Ya Devi
Sarvabhuteshu Shakti Rupena Samstita
Namastasye
Namastasye Namastasye Namo Namah. Ya Devi Sarvabhuteshu
Shakti Rupena Samstita. Please accept this girl, but lead her. Accept the role that comes with it. You are a person that is prayerful and living a bachelor's life. And now if you accept this role, it cannot be for sexual reasons alone, whilst that is part of it. The role of a man in the life of a woman is different to the role of a woman in the life of a man. As a father today, if I give this child to you, understand the power that you play in her life, in her destiny. That one sign of blessedness for a woman is to get somebody to marry that you respect. You could love anybody. You could learn to love ugly. You could learn to love handsome. You could learn to love anything. But to respect somebody is difficult. To look at somebody and want to hear what they're saying, want to know how they interpret something in conversation between husband and wife. Let me say we reach to the point, God bless, where we stable, like how Lord Shiva would talk to Goddess Parvati, and she's looking at him in Ramayana. Sita, when she's a young wife, Anusuya tells her they are different good wife. The pinnacle of wife is the wife that respects her husband because she sees like a God in this man. He could be imperfect. Nobody's perfect. But inside of this person, the adoration, not physical love, but I just want to hear his opinion. And it translates into things that ladies do. I will dress up, make he happy. I will cook karaili for he. He like that, I gonna make that. And when he happy, I happy. Now, if you be careful, if I had to learn to drive stick shift, if I had to learn to operate any machinery, somebody had to teach me how to do it first. I didn't born with that knowledge. However, in these things that the lady just develop, you just develop that naturally. Nobody just tell you how to love or respect something in this regard between husband and wife. Who gave you that ability? How did you develop? He like Karaili, I like it when he happy. Where that come from? Who teach you that? The common example I just use when the child crying and I with my stupid self going to pick up the child. Oh God, it's looking like this child crying because he's hungry. No, Baba. That child, that cry, that type of cry, mean the child want to sit down. The child want to sleep. Who tell you that? Who teach you that? Anything you have to learn, somebody have to give you the knowledge. Where did you get that? Hinduism called that Shashti, the maternal instinct. Let me call it the wife instinct. Things that the lady developed internally. Men have to fight to get it. It is not the same for men. Men could be in the middle of the moment and be dumb, blind, stupid, and have no internal guidance in comparison to women. A woman could have compassion for somebody else's child. A man, not necessarily. The way a woman would feel, so you see it in the kata with Parvati Mata. Parvati Mata, because of Sati, when she destroys herself, when she burns herself, when she born back and she come to Shiv and she praying and she begging for a child, Shiva tells she, I love you, but because of that karma you do, you will not be able to have children in this life. You will be robbed of that. So he tells you the only way you're going to inherit children, feed. When you feed children, those people you feed become your children. Teach children, and she take the training and she listening and she learning and she going. But the pain that she feel for that pain, mothers, it don't have to be yours, you go feel it. Tell me, okay, for anybody who had children and had the experience, let me go back. Because I don't believe God is living me, and I don't see the correlation between my existence, because I just say it's my body. So let me build the point a little bit. If you make the baby, the first time you and the husband, he glad to get you to go out and eat a doubles. You reach on the junction and milk start to run from your body. How? I don't know. When you reach back, something went on, how everything gone. Child, you real crying when you wasn't here, you know. It's your body. You tell your chest start to leak milk. How you just start to make milk? You just hit a switch and then one day stop the switch, take it off. In the Hindu way, the conversion of your bone mass into milk is by Shashti. When you see 6 days, 12 days, when they go in the corner of the bedroom and they're doing the little offering, mother, you who make the belly grow, you who make the belly have pain, baby come, milk flow, all of that, the recoil of the human body. Mother, you who give that maternal instinct, make the girl think what I was telling you now, all the time. You know as a woman, you like what you like. If your doubles have slight pepper, that's what you like. But now the child want to put marshmallow or conkles inside the doubles and you go eat it and like it. How? The things you just do and find attractive, the scent, the little socks booty or whatever, that just means something to you. And the man watching your same child, same parent, what's wrong with you? Were you crying for the graduating? Were you crying for when we get through the homework done? Were you crying for? He's celebrating. In the same moment, you becoming emotional. Go in the wedding, see who crying first. When they're walking out, and they have a rule that they say, try and do turn wrong. So you don't encourage crying. The difference in that is being discussed here. If you are to take this girl, understand the internal makeup and the differences in what we call a female. You are going to marry this girl, and I have fed, I have taught, I have done all austerity to make this person potent, that when she comes to you, she is going to be the better half of your body. From this, when she brings forward children, you would be able to accomplish any goals through their lifespan, through their name, through their karma. Blessed is the girl when she attains a home where she is respected, where she is given sound advice, where she could trust the husband, trust her partner, not only with things like physical, money, health, etc., but think about the husband who becomes like a devta, guiding spiritually in different ways to uplift, let me say, charity, seva, etc. In Kali Yuga, this starts to fall apart. So a certain amount of independence with the person we married, but me and need you, is one example of how in marriage in Kali Yuga it is different. The codependency is going to go down, 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 down. I do not need a partner. I do not need a man. I do not need a wife. I do not want a wife. I do not want or need the two parents in one home. So as we progress more into Kali Yuga, you will see the structure of the family fracture and break and go. And everything this mother and father could have brought to the table for the child, it is going to be robbed. And now when the child come forward and the child is like the Rakshas we was talking about in the last session, no sense of forgiveness, no sense of patience, no sense of love. Where a mother could teach certain things and a father brings certain things, something is going to be lacking from this child. So the child, now ill prepared for life, goes forward and brings damnation further and further. This is why you are seeing the level of divorce. Same devta in the wedding, you know. Same God, same sindur, same everything. But somehow it doesn't work. People don't celebrate 55 years marriage anymore. 40 years marriage, 35, not that 40 years you have every day good. You gotta have tests, but you survive. In today's age, people are not getting married. They want to live together first in case we cannot make it. People will tell you that is the way to go. Sin or no sin, me I care about that. The father says, please understand your role and her role. And in doing so, then you will be able to achieve your goal and have the children that you are looking for. In this shlok, they prepare and they get married and they hand over the girl to him. Giving away the daughter, that is, given to a worthy bridegroom, is a blessing, a fulfillment of duty for the father. This is the part where we say previously that the girl, in the first instance, when the name is given, she belongs to the father's name. Then one day she'll belong to the husband's name. And then in the last part of her life, she will be at the mercy of the son. When my son go carry me in the prayers, when the son go carry me by the pharmacy, etc., etc. The independence of the female is not the same as the man in terms of physical strength, in terms of separation. When they had to leave, the mother, Satrupa, was crying, and the father tells her, be careful. If you are a praying person and you cry on your own child, that tears will bring about sufferation. That tears is not, you have to be very cautious. That tears could bring about pain rather than blessing. If somebody asks, is it potent when parents curse, sarap their children? It has some truth to it. People who just pray, people who are in a position to bless or to damn, does have a rule. So if you are not cautious, those pronouncements, just as you understand, I am a mother blessing. My father always tell me I will be good. If they say the opposite, that's real too. In this way, the king celebrated, but the wife she was disheartened to separate from this girl child. They went to a city called Bihasmati. In this place, this is where the boar had fallen, where the hoofprint, where kush grass come from. The kush and the kasha grass coming from the boar that you're seeing in this picture with Hanuman. That place is where they set up to remain living. Manu and his wife went back to their place and they prepared. After some time, she did become full with child. And time is passing. A longer gestational period than we are accustomed with. And in this place, the husband is teaching people about the different forms of misery that you could get, sickness, trouble, etc., climate effects, enemy effects, and how effective Lord Vishnu's feet are in solving these calamities. His life journey together with the wife, while she is slowly becoming swollen with pregnancy, his job was teaching people what me and you sometimes don't understand. We have trouble every day, and I don't understand the relevance of that pitiya, that prayer, the feet of God, the charan meaning from ankle to the toe, amrit that we drink when the prayer is done. If a person, as we've been saying, practice the bhakti, understanding the religion, and bhakti means I could listen to prayer, I could remember the prayer, I could sing kirtanam, all have different name. I could do puja. Puja is one type, but it's not the only type. If I'm on the plane, I could listen when people is be listening to TV or YouTube and they're watching the satsang home, listening to the prayer. Darshana mean I'm watching the prayer. You're sitting in the audience. You ever remember your family used to say, well, your Puaha wedding are going to see the prayer. At Jagini temple are going to see the prayer. The old people were smart. If I sit in the front row and I get an undisrupted vision of everything that is happening, what you see is what you get the blessing as if you did it with your hand. If somebody say, well, how come when time, and this is my last point as I'm posing here, if somebody asks you where to stand up for arti, use a Hindu. Easy question. Where to stand up for arti for? It's not for respect. It does not conform to the part of the arti. Because if a person in a wheelchair, if a lady or a baby fall asleep, there's no problem. Nobody gets sin for sitting for the arti. If you watch a India satsang, they don't stand. They remain feet folded on the ground. What you stand up is so that the person in front of you, you want to see the altar, the murti. That is why we put the pictures them so high. If I do pray with people who have autism or Down syndrome or differently able, and they can't get up or maneuver so that this person and that person don't block them, they must still be able to see the person doing so. Once you see the person do 3 times, they get the blessing as if you walk around the murti or the form 3 times. 3 times, every time I do this 3 times, I get the blessing of 1 birth of sin burnt away. But if you don't have the knowledge, you won't feel motivated inside of you to stand up and do it. If somebody say, if you want today's Gayatri, the Gayatri Devi, the middle picture, today is the first day somebody chant that mantra. Today is the last day in the mantra Shravan. Today is the full moon day. Today is the brother sister day. When you finish with the jaga, go and do a little arti. Yes, get up plenty flowers, go ahead. If the person is guided properly and they understand the value of what they're doing, man, I go in and do a little arti, it just makes sense. I hear already. But if me I know the value of it, I'm willing, but next time I do it. Next time I do it. And you keep putting it off, but your trouble don't take holiday. Trouble coming for you. Tomorrow's children sick, husband sick, wife sick, money gone. Why God making this thing happen? But that is what life is. In a previous chapter, he says, you will swear, you will get happy when you get a job. When you get a job, it's only, oh God, I have to go to the job. I'll get happy when I get the salary. And as I get the salary, I have to spend to pay bill, salary done. One day I'm going to be happy, I'm going to resign this work. When you resign, the hip, the knee, the ankle, everything hurting. One day I'll be happy, I'll get my house. When you get the house, you have to paint the wall. You have to maintain the wall. The thief want to come in the house. Misery, 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 and in between little hits of happiness. So the person is staggering prayer, godly actions, bhakti, different things to help overcome the misery. Otherwise, what it is you're doing, if we use the analogy of a headache, you have a headache, it have a tablet called paracetamol, but I just take the paracetamol and put it. One day I go take it. Just now I go take it. When I fasting, I go take it. Live with your headache. But it have a tablet. If you just follow the rules, the prescription, I will be able to remedy my sickness. But I don't know the value of the tablet, man. Uncle, if you tell me that, if I only know, if I didn't know this was so good, how could I use it? This is why people is do Bhagwat. Bhagwat gives you the knowledge how to take the tablet. Different tablet for different sickness. Sometimes people say, I know one mantra. That mantra will fix everything. That is true, it might help. I don't know if paracetamol might help you to break toe. Because it have people who have toe problem, but they taking head tablet. And they're waiting, when this tablet go work? Boy, every day I take in tablet. Every day I say in prayers. Every day I just go by my altar and my children still harden. I still getting cancer. Polyps still come in my intestine. One day, I don't know when I go get to save the money. I save 400, then the car will call for 500. When I'll get a chance. You know how frustrating some people's life is? But the tablet, they right there on the shelf. We got to deal with this just now. Prem Sabolo Vindravan Bihari Lal Ki Jai. As we conclude this session, before I go further into it, we'll do that later today. Yesterday, as I said, for those of you that were viewing online, we had a very successful blood drive. Hindu people know how to ask and give, take. They want, I need, give me, grab kind of thing. But very often, Hindu people make the mistake of never helping anybody else. Dear God, give me resources, give me help, health, marriage, children, and in your time, you never prioritize doing anything for anybody else. But in we discourse today, you always see in God's creation, I will put you in the company of people. I'll put you as a teacher to enrich children's life. I'll put you as a parent who had it hard in marriage. You will guide somebody young. You will teach. Maybe I was hooked on marijuana and you will guide somebody young. Boy, you don't have to go down that road. Only with experience you could give good advice. I cannot give what I don't know. This is why when you see in the wedding, they're doing the puja part where the girl married now, and the lady and them coming with the Tariya and Luta. Welcome to the club. We know what marriage is. You got some good days and you got some bad days. And I pray that if my words have any value, I bless you to have more good days than bad days than I had. God bless you to have patience with this man. God bless you to have patience with the children, with the mother. When he porting, he's so stupid. He did between his mother roti and your roti. And porting here, understand where he rests his head on his breast by the car for. They say, ma, that time done. Help, God bless you. Welcome to that club. If me am married in this example, how I going to give you that? So sometimes the same pain and misery that you pass through might have a benefit to somebody down the road, but you have to want to help people. When you do it, that same God will reward you. You never know when somebody will come back to help your children, grandchildren. Vindravan Bihari Lala Ki Jai. Is this one is the parsad with pink? Yeah. This one? So when I'll check out all the parsad, they make it with dragon fruit. I think the oldest parsad engineer is, are these what, Form 5? About that? 16. And some younger fellas. Tell me what you think about pink parsad. Yesterday was fig and pineapple inside the Mahanbog. There's a Hare Krishna thing that they just put the fruit in it. and they just cook it, they just boil it together. As we walk towards Sunday morning, they're making all kind of different chutney and they're learning to make recipe with apple cochilla, them kind of thing. Who will be here? I'm inviting everybody to conclude with us when we're doing the Gita part, to close off the jug. After all this prayers and everybody have to separate, we have to close off properly. So after doing the puja, we start at 8. By 10:30 we have to finish. Before that, Abhijit, that time for that midday hour. After we do everything, we go walk across the road by the savannah where the mud come from, and just like we receive for wedding, return the dirt properly. So everybody's invited for that. Please join with us. At this time, let's all stand as we do closing arati for this session. Sajam cha varti sanyuktam grahina yojitam mayam Deepam grihana devesham Trailokyatimidapaham Jai Jai Bhagavat Bhagavan ki hai aarati
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
जय जय भागवत भगवान की
है आरती पापियों को पाप से है तारती
ये अमर ग्रंथ ये मुक्ति पंथ ये पंचम वेद निराला
नवज्योति जगाने वाला
हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही
हरि ज्ञान यही वरदान यही
जग की मंगल की आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
ये शांति गीत पावन पुनीत पापों को मिटाने वाला हरि दर्शन दिखाने वाला हरि सुख करने दुख करने है सुख करने है दुख हरनी ये
मधुर सुरन की
आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
ये मधुर बोल जग पंद खोल सन मार्ग दिखाने वाला
बिगड़ी को बनाने वाला
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही
श्री राम यही घनश्याम यही
प्रभु की महिमा के आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
जय जय भागवत भगवान की है आरती
पापियों को पाप से है तारती
श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे
हरि
श्री कृष्ण
गोविंद हरि मुरारी
जय नाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
जयनाथ नारायण वासुदेवा
गोविंद जय जय गोपाल जय जय
गोविंद Jai Jai
Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai
Govinda Jai Jai Gopal Jai Jai
Radha Ramana
Hari Govinda Jai Jai
Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jai Jai Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya
Namah
Namah Shivaya
Shivaya Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya
Namah Shivaya.
Namah Shivaya.
Put your hands together and be honest and be open to yourself. Use the opportunity to talk to God. Dear Lord, thank you for this peacefulness. Thank you for this sensation of calm. Dear Lord, in all the turbulent times in my life, thank you for a place, a moment. Thank you for people that have given me the opportunity to enjoy this type of sensation. As we are getting ready more and more to conclude our Bhagavad, as we've opened our doors and our arms to feed and host everybody, Prabhu, all of this, whoever donated in any way, bless them. Because of their support, people from all over are coming and they're getting prasad, they're getting food, they're getting the opportunity to listen here and at a distance. Thank you for everything and everybody who made this type of prayer possible. Tvameva Mata Tvameva Tvameva Vidya
Dravinam Tvameva
Tvameva Sarvam
Mama Deva Deva
Tvameva Sarvam.
Mama Deva Deva.
Together. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Prem se bolo Mahapati Mahadeva ki, Pavanapatra Hanuman ki, Shri Adi Shakti Mata ki, Vrindavan Bihari Lal ki, Satya Sanatan Dharma ki, Jai, 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 Sitaram. Sitaram, everybody.